Go flawless, man. Go flawless. Like, go flawless. O ka se mpolele gore ga go flawless, no. Go ntle. Go blended. Go ntle, man. Do I need to say more? No, I don't.
Cooking soul, babe.
What's good, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you subscribe and join my beautiful family. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for your love and support. In today's video, guys, we're going to be talking a little bit more about makeup, specifically about this foundation here. It's a foundation review in today's video. We're going to be talking about the AVON Color Trend Real Matte Full Coverage Liquid Foundation. That's a mouthful. I love cheap foundations, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about why I love this foundation. Fun fact, I have dry skin, but this foundation is matte. But you'll get an idea of what I'm talking about a little bit more in the video. Without wasting any more time, make sure that you stay tuned. If you like this video, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and go grab a drink, a snack or something, because it's about to be a ride. Let's get started. As you can see, I've done my brows and my eyeshadow off camera. The tutorial is separate on my TikTok, but let's continue. I'm going to start off by prepping my skin. I have dry skin, so preparing my skin for the foundation is very, very important. I wanted to go in with this face cream by Scarlet Hill. It says it has niacinamide in it, which is said to calm and soothe the skin, but I'm going to apply it as a primer for hydration. One more product that I always recommend when I prep my skin, and this one I always recommend to my clients as well who have dry skin, is to use a tissue oil. I love tissue oil. Like, I have used tissue oil a lot. I just feel like it just works, man. It just works for my skin, and I will lather my skin with it. Like, my skin also loves it. It just looks good under my makeup. I just love it. I feel like you don't have to break a bank in order to get something that will just work for your skin. And ever since I've discovered that I can use tissue oil for my makeup routine, I have never stopped. You hear me? I have never stopped. This is the AVON Color Trend Real Matte Foundation. I think it's in the shade 345N. It claims to be a full coverage liquid foundation. It also claims to have salicylic acid and green tea extracts, which are good for your skin. Okay, I'm going to use a sponge. I do not recommend using a brush with any matte foundation out there. I just feel like because they dry down so quickly, it's easy for them to become patchy and, you know, just become a mess and not look smooth. This shade is not my perfect shade. I couldn't really find a perfect shade for me, but we'll make it work. Ooh. This is how this foundation is looking right now. You can judge for yourself what you feel like, but I feel like it is so beautiful. It's giving me kind of a velvety finish, which makes sense because it is a matte finish foundation, so it does good in terms of giving you that velvety look. I can say it's definitely full coverage, but I'm somebody who is typically heavy-handed when it comes to foundation. I want to see how well it covers this spot right here. Let's see. It has disappeared, right? Wow. I want you to see how stunning this foundation is looking on my skin right now. Like, can you see that? It is so beautiful. It has settled down. It has dried down matte. I can feel it on my skin that it has dried down. And the thing I love about this foundation is that I did not have to keep on building it up, because the thing that I'm always scared of when it comes to real matte foundations is that when you build it up, it can create some patchiness. And I'm glad that this foundation is full coverage, so that you don't keep on building it up and end up having like some rough patches. I'm really happy with that. It was quite easy to blend for me, and I love the finish of it. It is such a beautiful foundation. It is not over accentuating my texture. So I'm gonna continue with my face. I want to do some concealing, some cream contour. So I want to see how it applies if I were to apply like a liquid concealer and, you know, cream bronzer and cream blush and stuff like that. So we're gonna see if it's compatible with any other product. So for concealer, I actually want to use the Smudge concealer in the shade Misty Beige, and I feel like because this foundation is so full coverage, I'm not gonna use like a full coverage concealer. Ooh, it's starting to rain. It's a bit of a gloomy day today, so it's raining outside. I hope it's not bad on camera. And because I feel like this foundation is so full coverage, I'm not gonna like use a lot of concealer, to be honest, because anyway, I'm not crazy about full coverage foundation, but I'm just doing this review for people who want matte and full coverage foundation, because I know people with oily skin typically want to use something with a little bit more full coverage, because a lot of people have like dark spots, acne and stuff like that. Go in and blend just here, and then the concealer under my eyes, I'm just gonna leave it to dry down a bit because I want it to give me more coverage. I'm taking this foundation over here. It's quite dark, and I'm going to use that as a contour. I'm just going to apply it with a sponge. I'm not going to take a brush, because my thing is, I know that the brush is going to make this foundation look rough, and already you can see like this whole face is flawless. So we don't want to ruin the flawlessness of this foundation by applying this concealer or this contour with a brush. It's just going to ruin the whole damn thing. I don't want to use too much. Go flawless, man. Go flawless. Like, go flawless. O ka simple le gore ha go flawless, man. Go ntle. Go blended. Go ntle, man. I'm also gonna take a cream blush and just rub it like this on the back of my hand before I put it on my face, because again, we don't want to disrupt the foundation. I want to see if I can actually apply this with a sponge, because typically I would go in with a brush. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, and it's not picking up the foundation at all. Wow, guys, I'm so happy. This can't be it, guys. This can't be it. Oh wow, this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous blush. Oh my god. Okay, as you can see, do I need to say more? No, later, this is much later in the day. It's about 5 o'clock, almost 6, and I've been wearing this foundation since I think it was 12:30. Since 12:30 until now, until 6. Now, because I'm a person with dry skin, I don't really produce a lot of oils, so my face is still sitting, and I didn't do a lot of activities throughout the day to, you know, wear out the foundation. But from what I'm seeing right now, I really love how I look like. I didn't even touch up anything because, like I said, I have dry skin, so that's just typical of me with any other foundation. I find that I don't have to really touch up a lot throughout the day. What would happen is that I would just have like smile lines and maybe like more creases under my eyes, but that is also not something that I'm always worried about. I think the foundation settled really well into my skin. I really love the matte velvet finish that I got from this foundation, and I also love the coverage of it as well. It's really a good foundation. So let's talk about the packaging of this foundation. The packaging is functional and simple, typical of a budget-friendly product. It's easy to use, though not as luxurious or sturdy as a higher end foundation, but it's still good. The tube allows for precise dispensing, which helps in controlling the amount of product that I use. So I really think packaging wise, it is okay. When it comes to texture and application, the foundation has a really creamy texture that spreads evenly on the skin. It feels lightweight and blends well with a sponge. I wouldn't recommend that you apply it with a brush or your fingers because it's just not that kind of a foundation. The formula is designed to be buildable, allowing for sheer medium coverage. It sets relatively quickly to a matte finish, which can be beneficial for those with oily skin, but you really need to work on time. Like, I would advise that you apply like one area at a time so that blending is much easier. In terms of finish and coverage, the matte finish is true to its claim. It effectively reduces shine for people with oily skin without making the skin look flat or cakey. Even me, with somebody with a dry skin, I don't feel cakey at all. I think that mostly has to do with the way I prep my skin before applying this foundation. The coverage is decent, it's full coverage. In terms of evening out the skin tone, providing coverage and covering minor blemishes and redness, I think for me, mostly what I struggle with is the redness, so I think it covered that pretty well. However, it may not be sufficient for those seeking full coverage for more prominent imperfections, meaning like if you have like really bad acne, this might probably not be the best foundation for you, but you can try it out and build it up if you can. Let's talk about longevity. I've been wearing this foundation since 12. Right now it's like 5. I wish there was a timestamp for me to show you to prove that I've been wearing this foundation for that long. The staying power is quite average. It holds up to several hours. For people with oily skin, it might require touch-ups, especially the T-zone for those with combination or oily skin. But using a setting powder can help extend its wear time. Let's talk about the shade range. One potential downside with this foundation is the limited shade range, which I feel is mostly the case with a lot of foundations, especially in South Africa, like your L'Oreal, your Revlon. They don't have a wide shade range, which is why I feel like most of us, when we apply these foundations, we don't get the perfect shades. We get decent shades, things we can work with. It may be challenging for people with fair or deep skin tones to find a perfect match for this foundation. Even with me, I feel like this was not the exact match, but it was close. I could work with it. I mean, I look perfect simply because I know how to work around matching foundation to my skin. So I know there's a common issue with many budget-friendly foundations, and expanding the range would make it even more inclusive. And I think if they would do that, this foundation would be perfect for almost everybody. Okay, another point is skin type compatibility. The foundation works best for normal to oily skin types. Yes, it does. I get and I like breaking the rules, but don't do as I do, do as I say, okay? It can control shine effectively. It's a good option for those prone to oiliness. However, for those with dry skin, it might cling to dry patches. And to be honest with you, I can feel it. I can feel that it's clinging to my dry patches, like here, you know? So keep that in mind if you're gonna use it with a dry skin type. It's going to accentuate your dry patchiness, and you know, it's going to accentuate your lines, your your smile lines, your creases, anywhere creases, it's going to accentuate them. Just keep that in mind. But prepping the skin with good moisturizer is crucial. Hence, let's talk about the price point, because money talks, money matters. The price of this foundation is one of its strongest selling points. It offers a good value for money, making it accessible to a wide range of audience. For everyday wear, it's an economical choice that performs reasonably well compared to more expensive brands. Overall, I think the AVON Color Change Real Matte Foundation is a solid choice if you're looking for an affordable everyday matte foundation. It's best for normal to oily skin types. If you have dry skin, make sure to moisturize before applying. So that's my review of the AVON Color Change Real Matte Foundation. If you wanted to try this foundation, please do so and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more beauty reviews and tutorials. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.